Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, has once again shocked the entire world with a remarkable finding by disclosing what the Soviet probe discovered on Venus. What on Venus have the Russians found? Why should we believe the information that was gathered? Is it necessary for NASA and SpaceX to deploy a spaceship to this planet before transferring us to Venus from Mars? Join me in this video as we examine how Elon Musk just revealed information about what the Soviet probe discovered on Venus. The hottest planet in our solar system, Venus has an average temperature of 147 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt lead. However, the Soviet Union actually launched a probe that could endure the heat and return information that fundamentally altered the regulations. For a very long time, humans have been exploring space in quest of extraterrestrial life and planets that might be habitable by humans. The question of whether there is other intelligent life in the universe is what inspired this endeavor. But there has never been and will never be any tangible proof that life exists anyplace than Earth. In spite of this, many scientists think extraterrestrial life may be a possibility. Scientific hypotheses that try to explain why life could have developed anyplace else in the universe have been influenced by philosophical and physical notions. Long hours have been put in by astronauts from NASA, SpaceX, and the erstwhile Soviet Union to study everything there is to know about the universe. American billionaire and entrepreneur Elon Musk is a well-known name in the space travel industry. On March 14, 2002, his business SpaceX was established, ushering in a new age of amazing space discoveries and the beginning of commercial space flight. Musk has devoted his life to making sure that everyone on Earth is safe and comfortable so that they can prosper. Elon believes that habitable universes might exist, or that the conditions of the cosmos itself might be changed to make it more suitable for human survival. Before settling on that hypothesis, he conducted extensive investigation into the potential that Mars might be such a place. He set out on a mission to colonize Mars before the year 2050 for that reason. Despite this, he continued to search for new habitable worlds by examining the breadth and complexity of the universe. He found knowledge about Venus, our closest planetary neighbor, during his investigation that will probably cause you to reevaluate everything you previously believed to be true about it. According to our current understanding, Venus is the planet that is second from the Sun and nearest to Earth. Its size and density have led many people to speculate that it is Earth's twin. Of the 4 terrestrial planets, this one is nearest to the Sun. These two universes, however, significantly diverge from one another. They could not be more dissimilar. In actuality, Venus is constantly enveloped in a dense, yellowish cloud of sulfuric acid and is encircled by a thick, toxic atmosphere of carbon dioxide. The temperature increases uncontrollably as a result of these clouds acting as a greenhouse. Venus, like Mercury, is a close neighbor to the Sun, and because of this, the greenhouse effect intensifies there, making Venus the warmest planet in the solar system. Venus' thick atmosphere also serves as a heat sink. It looks rusty and is crammed with huge mountains and volcanoes that seem to have been squished into it. Some volcanoes, according to scientists, are still active. In other words, Venus is a totally distinct planet from Earth. The existence of life on Earth but not on other planets. The air pressure on the surface of Venus is more than 90 times higher than the air pressure on the surface of Earth, making it one of the planet's most noticeable differences from other planets. And on Earth, it is about comparable to the pressure you would experience a mile beneath the ocean's surface. Venus rotates in the opposite clockwise direction to the great majority of the other planets in our solar system. Because of this, Venus stands out among the planets. This is yet another crucial distinction between the planet Venus and our own that may be made. The Sun rises in the west and sets in the east on Venus, but the reverse is true on Earth. Everything works differently on Venus than it does on Earth. Venus became the first planet to be explored by a spacecraft on December 14, 1962, when the NASA probe Mariner successfully scanned the hazy surface of Venus. Since then, a large number of American and other spacecraft have traveled to Venus. The NASA Magellan probe, which produced radar maps of the Earth's surface, was one of these. Russian spacecraft had the most successful landings on Venus' surface, although they were short-lived due to the planet's intense heat and pressure. One of the first American Venus multi-probes, launched in 1978, hit the planet's surface but kept operating for almost an hour. Venus Climate Orbiter from the European Space Agency and Katsuki Venus Climate Orbiter from the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency's NASA's Parker Solar Probe successfully completed multiple flybys of Venus, in line with our 2 most recent Venus missions. After the spacecraft's successful flyby of Venus in February 2021, the number of organizations actively engaged in Venus exploration has expanded in recent years. NASA stated on February 9, 2022 that this spacecraft had taken visible light for 2 graphs of Venus's surface from space. The first privately sponsored expedition to Venus will be launched in May 2023, according to a cooperation recently announced by launch vehicle maker Rocket Lab and MIT. Only one instrument weighing up to 1 kilogram can be carried on the mission because to the direct entry probe size limitations. January 2025 is a different potential launch window, confirming reports of organic molecules in the cloud layer, which might point to the presence of life in the past or present, is the main objective of the inquiry. Venus has extremely hot temperatures, making the possibility of life there inconceivable. However, a Soviet space mission that studied the planet discovered evidence that it might be capable of supporting life. The richest man in the world was actually particularly interested in this element. One of 6 probes sent to Venus as part of the Vanilla mission, the closest 7th was a Soviet spacecraft. This spacecraft made history on December 15, 1970 when it made the first ever soft landing on another planet, Venus. Additionally, this was the first time Venus had ever sent information to Earth. Even though they landed on Venus, they only completed a portion of their flight plan from the Veneto 7 station. Fortunately, the equipment landed on Venus' night sky facing side due to a malfunctioning telemetry switch. The temperature of Venus' atmosphere during the descent phase and close to the surface was the sole information gathered. It has just come to light that there is more going on with Veneer 13 than was originally believed. The deadly and combustible gas known as phosphine, which was first identified on Venus, is lethal to all types of life that depend on oxygen to thrive. This finding led to the theory that there might be a deadly substance floating in Venus clouds. This finding was made and published by a group of academics from Cardiff University in Wales and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. To the best of our knowledge, scientists who revealed today that they had found this toxic gas in Venus' atmosphere believe it could be tantalizing proof of life there. Only life on rocky worlds like Venus and Earth, including humans and microorganisms, are capable of producing the toxic chemical phosphine, which was employed as a gas during World War I. Although the garbage from meth labs is particularly disgusting. In contemporary agriculture and the semiconductor industry, it serves as a fumigant. Scientists hypothesized earlier this year 2022 that the presence of phosphine on other terrestrial planets could be evidence of extraterrestrial metabolisms. Phosphine is a naturally occurring chemical produced by some anaerobic bacteria, including those found in wetlands, animal guts, and garbage dumps. The scientists suggested searching for gas in atmospheres on far-off exoplanets. With the future's most cutting-edge telescopes, a growing number of people believe that the second rock in our solar system may have been the origin and current habitat of extraterrestrial life. Missions to Venus are being planned by scientists in an effort to understand more about the planet's habitability and the potential presence of life in the dense clouds that blanket its surface. The discovery of phosphine attracted a significant deal of attention because it is normally created by living things on Earth. As a result, it was a tremendous development when the novel chemical substance phosphine was discovered. A number of teams are now looking at Venus' potential as a livable planet, despite the fact that the Venus phosphine claim is still being vigorously contested. In fact, researchers are thinking about dispatching a trip to the extraterrestrial planet to gather atmospheric samples for examination here on Earth. As far as we can gather, Rocket Lab is quite interested in finding evidence of life on Venus, and they have allocated tens of billions of dollars towards the endeavor. Venus is such a wonderful and complex system, but there is still so much we don't know about it. Besides being a world that differs greatly from ours. Additionally, there was undoubtedly an ocean there billions of years ago, and it probably still is. We now have the capabilities to explore Venus up close, and personally, it's absolutely not completely out of the question, according to Gilmore, a member of Wesleyan University. While Elon Musk is attempting to construct a colony on Mars, it's probable that Rocket Labs is thinking about Venus at the same time. Only time will be able to determine the future. After Musk's disclosures regarding the Soviet probe on Venus, do you think it's time for NASA and SpaceX to start investigating the planet? Please feel free to offer your opinions in the space provided below. Anyway, gentlemen, click the video directly above if you want to see more intriguing videos. I appreciate your attention. To ensure that you receive the most recent Elon Musk insiders, don't forget to subscribe with all alerts turned on.